a little bit more into witchcraft, or in case I'm sure I talked about it before, but I want to, see if maybe I left out some details. This is something I'm thinking about now. So witchcraft needs people to focus on one person or something a person has going on, place, thing, and everything like that. That's a particular kind of witchcraft. Constantly talking about somebody, constantly watching somebody, overly obsessed and focused on an individual or a group. That's basically witchcraft. It's not, and you then going out of your way and making actions or getting in front of other people to basically try to ruin something for them instead of just being honest, like backhanded compliments, jokes, being condescending, things like that. Someone who isn't like worried about you, really. Somebody who isn't doing anything to you, or somebody that maybe they you just have a grudge or a vendetta against, and you start to focus on them for that sole reason of some get back, which it never really happens. Even if it feels like that to the other person, it kind of never happens. Like these people truly who do the witchcraft practice, they truly believe that they're getting revenge on someone who isn't thinking about them. It is weird. Like somebody who will have completely moved on with their life. I'm trying not to. It's not necessarily a focus. It's just like the conversation that is going right now. Turn this AC down, please. And that's like, I've noticed that most of our lives, when you're a divine feminine empress, divine masculine emperor, we get focused on a lot, just unprovoked. Like, we don't have to do anything to anybody for them to focus on us and like be jealous and want to take us out. Like they watch our lives harder than God, really. And it's like, wow. It's humorous and it's sad at the same time, because it's like all the things you could do with your life, and you choose to be, stalking somebody basically, and let it be known that you're stalking them, and what the beautiful thing about that is, like, we have people who out here who aren't doing witchcraft and they're just doing their job, and they will be just as focused on them as they are on the collective. And so that's a beautiful thing, so it's like a day in the life of them is a day in the life of us. And so basically they're watching us over repeatedly to the point they're like who even are you creepy people, and they're the ones who end up kind of messed up, or completely messed up. Because like I said, we don't, like, when you have that light, that glow about you, you don't have to do a damn thing to anybody. You could just simply exist. And like, there's people out here, oh yeah, that's what you say? Okay, so let's make it true. Idiots. And they try to go all out their way and like really end up embarrassing themselves. It's just like, because we don't have to, when you have that the light, that glow about you, you don't have to go out of your way. You don't have to, it's just like, just being you is revenge enough. And that's something wild on like someone you never did anything to, someone who is just like upset. Some people just become obsessed for whatever reason. That's a different kind of thing. But it's when they start focusing on trying to like throw shade on your name, try to ruin things for you, and try to make you a joke until inevitably they become the joke. And yeah, like a Facebook, like a Facebook post. If you sit up and post about somebody every single day because you're that focused on them, you start thinking that everything they do is about you. Like I post videos. I'm trying to get back to posting on Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff, but it's going to be about business. And then I might do a separate one for, this type of thing. And they think, I made a comment in my other, one of my other videos. It's like, these are the people who think every tarot reading is about them. It's them. Everything that you do that resonates with them is suddenly about them. It's like they put on the shoes. It's just like the glass slipper. It's just like they put it on, or they can't fit. If it doesn't even fit them, the hatred becomes so strong to the point that they'll like get lacerations in their feet just to make that shit fit. Like they don't care. they're on that kind of witchcraft, and that's when it becomes dangerous for them and everybody around them, really. Because you should never be like so focused on somebody to the point that you're putting on shit that don't even fit. You know, it's like even with the OJ case, if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. You know, like keep it moving, man. But yeah, that's probably a bad example. But anyways, it gets to a point where it becomes self-destructive. And it's just like, if you're seeing that somebody is not thinking about you, not responding to you, simply trying to move on, and you're doing all kinds of flips so that they can see you, and and doing all kinds of trying to do mental gymnastics with somebody who isn't even like playing your game, it becomes a mental illness. Is basically what it is. And so witchcraft can cause mental illness, like in this country. Like, it's like a lot of these places are like petri dishes for mental illness. That's why we constantly have all these new groups being created, subgroups, these new identities, in people that do not serve any good for anybody, not even them, that are very self-destructive. It's a petri, it's like what stemmed from mental fucking illness. What stemmed from them doing witchcrafts, wanting to be accepted. Oh, beauty spells, glamour spells, come to me spells, and all that stupid shit. And it gets to a point, like, what is the obsession about? Oh, I want to look, like this, and then they start getting plastic surgery, and then they, I want to look like this celebrity. I want this from this person, this from that person, and then they become a damn platypus. And it's like, like they basically destroy themselves. They're like, some people are willing to just die on a metal table for surgeries that simply are not, okay, I understand cosmetic surgery, it can make you feel a certain way, but some people take it to the extreme because of witchcraft, that they're willing to, like, be unalived involuntarily, or maybe even voluntarily. They're willing to risk their life, I'll say that, on a metal table. Like, that's not a way to go out, man. I mean, but hey, it's something for everybody, right? To look like somebody else, or they want that person's vocal cords, so they'll get their throat sliced open, and like, to get that change to try to sound like them. And I don't think I ever heard of any of those being successful, or any of those at all. But if they could, they would, out of want for somebody else, and not accepting themselves. Like, oh, if I was this, then I could be this. That comes from a place of extreme insecurity, and that comes from also witchcraft. Like, when we're younger and in school, and the kids just like make fun of us and try to bully us for whatever attribute we have that does not seem favorable. Like, a lot of people don't understand that they're doing witchcraft. They don't know. It's like extreme, like, it's a lot of ignorance, and sometimes it's willful ignorance, because they don't even, they don't believe in the adverse effects of their own actions, or they don't want to take accountability for it. Like, I don't think I've ever really just done witchcraft, because I've never been that focused on somebody else, to want anything they have, to compare myself, to be competing with them, or any shit like that. And sorry, I was trying not to have a camera on the license plate, but whatever, it is what it is. Pretty sure it happens more often than not. And yeah, so and then you make fun of a person, and to the point that they don't want to be them anymore. And that's and then, like, these people who are aware of what they're doing, they try to demonize what you do. They mock it, make fun of it, and then they turn around, try to copy it. That's all tried to destiny swap. We're saying, oh, if I did this, then I would have this, and da 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 da. A bunch of condescending, sarcastic bullshit. But really, it's a deep down desire to have the lifestyle that person have, or have the guts to live the lifestyle that person has, or like have whatever talent, and like express yourself the way that person expresses themselves, and all kinds of things that people just like try to nitpick at, and just like they're jealous. Like, nobody watches you more than somebody who's jealous of you. Never forget that. Nobody does. So if you have they say if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. Well, I completely fucking agree, because I don't know, I just can't. I've never been able to focus on somebody that much to be on their shit every day. control, and sometimes they're behind the scenes doing things in their life so that they can come running back to them. That's more witchcraft, and that's going also on the lines of MK Ultra, you know, to get them to and say, oh, this is family, because I can't tell you how many quote unquote families, you know, I've been so-called a part of, you know, or like claimed to have been a part of, but I was like, I never felt like it, you know. And that's purposeful, you know, that's on purpose, because they want to call you family. It's like, oh, you know, family is supposed to accept a bunch of bullshit and you know, put up with people's shit and put up with bullying, this, that, and the third, no matter how kind you are. And, you know, that's like, they're trying to program you, dude. Like, get out, like that movie, Get Out. You know, don't wait for that bitch to tap the glasses and be gone. But yeah, if it's like they're always making fun of you about something that maybe you're passionate about, they try to take your anything you do, like, and try to turn it around to fit a certain narrative, you know, and try to they're trying to drag you back to where they can attach themselves to you. They're trying to drag you back down to their frequency. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. It's like they're gonna want you, like, they'll say all kinds of shit to make you respond, but you don't have to respond. And that's the thing. But they, because of peer pressure and because of appearances, and they want the clout and they want the attention, these are attention whores. They feel like they have to, because being themselves, you know, because that's not, you know, nobody is really born into the world making fun of people like that. Sorry, it's just, you know, unless they were born into like maybe a karmic type family, you know, and then they haven't broken their generational curses, you know. And yeah, I know I'm gonna get some heat for it, but I don't really give a shit, because it's just like, if you fit the shoe fits, then fucking wear, you know, they're wearing it, right? And you know, there's a lot that can be said there, but it's just like, it's best, yeah, I highly and strongly advise that you focus on your, you know, yourself and break these cycles, because it's like, this is not a world that people care to live in, where people are really just out there like trying to tear other people down like that, you know. And it's not a tear down, it's just like a matter of fact, you know. And that's all. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, you know, they're usually like with the, you know, or surrounded by karmics with the, and you have to be a pretty strong person to like break those cycles and not participate in these little, well, you don't have to be strong, you just have to not be a shitty person to not participate in shit like that. Because that's just like, that's just true peasant behavior, you know. That's like, you know, and no, I don't know you for the 12th time, we do not share the same bloodline. We don't contract with those types of bloodlines who sit around and talk shit all day and stalk people's page. You know, keeping a watchful eye is one thing, but stalking is that is sad activity, you know, sad activity. And a lot of my karmic behavior is tied to sex. You know, I haven't really, you know, like, but, well, I don't know, it just depends on the intention of which you are doing it, you know. Like, it wasn't for, oh, I'm just trying to use a motherfucker, or, you know, like, things like that. I'm not trying to, you know, baby trap somebody, or, you know, like that. That would never be an intention for someone. Yeah, I did need to slow it down some. And, you know, but when you know, you know. That's just what it is. You know, like, the whole thing is, people, when you're high vibrational, like, the people you encounter who are, you know, typically you attract high, you know, people on a high frequency. But the trick to that is, you know, if they're low frequency people, you bring them up to a higher frequency. That's why they feel so good about you and around you. And then they get around the people they're usually around, and then they do drop back down to their frequency, right? And that's when they turn karmic. And once you leave, then, you know, they're stuck in that frequency, and they want to get back to that frequency, and they'll do it by any means necessary, including trying to bully you, stalking, harassing, trying to destroy you. Oh, if it's not me, it's not gonna be anybody. You know, like, okay. But you gotta learn how to navigate that shit, and you gotta get damn good at it. And yeah, because it's just like, they're on a trajectory because of, you know, who they're surrounded by into the dirt. You know, that's the highest point in their life, is sitting around making fun of people, which is like basic high school stuff. It's basically the highest point in their life. So They never really truly build anything for themselves, or if they do, they're complete narcissists, and like they put the same tactics into their business and whatever it is that they build for themselves. And if you stay on a high frequency and you just do right by other people, no matter how, no matter what, like there are people that will try to take advantage, but you also, while you're doing right by people, you also have to know when to walk away and cut it off. That's pretty obvious, right? You got to know when to be like, okay, cool, so this person, it just insists on operating in a frequency that is not conducive to me on this frequency or the company, and they have to go. It's like their energy, their frequency, their wavelength and frequency are detrimental to my company and my energy. So I have to confirmation. I have to 86 this. I have to be out, be gone, and be out like gout. But these people think pain is love, and like, yeah, love can be painful at times, but pain is not love. It's pain is an indicator that you need to, like go somewhere else, do something different. There's a change that is needed. That's what pain is an indicator of. It's never a true indicator of love. It's something that needs to be talked about. Unless there's death, then okay, yeah, that needs to be talked about, but there's nothing you can do about that, because that is inevitable. Death is the only surefire thing on this planet. That is the only sure thing. And a lot of people abuse the word friendship, family, and love. Those are the three words that just like are amiss to me, because like how people use and abuse them. Like, shit, you gotta prove that shit now. First it'd be like a really like warm and fuzzy word, and now it's just like, oh, okay, because it's like when people were calling themselves family and that stuff, but they were also like bullies to other people, and that's not, you have to find a family that's on your frequency, or they would just trash to other people basically, or or they would trash behind my back or whatever, and sometimes even trash to my face. I'll say that, it's just like, but that's what you do from trash, you walk away from it. And so the thing then, okay, so they feel like because you walked away, you got the win, and so you keep walking away and you keep the win, right? But they will, there are some people, they will pursue you to the end of their days, which as you keep ascending, you hit these higher altitudes, it's going to be an altitude that they can't even breathe in. They, tell me how you're going to breathe with no air type situation, because it's just like you are, literally the wind beneath their wings, whether you're there or not, because once they get a taste of your energy, they simply cannot stay away from you. They can't keep their mouth off your business or anything that you do, and then you're just like, bitch, I don't fuck with you, you little stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. I got a million trillion things that I'd rather fucking do than to be fucking with you, and you can't. So sometimes also you'll walk into a situation and you have no idea who is calling themselves this so-called alpha, right, or the leader of the pack, or the popular one. And like I had this happen. Like I walked in and it was like during COVID, and I was like, hey, why don't we just like hold it? Like I what do you call it? I presented this idea to several different businesses, and they loved it. Let's do this thing outside. And I got jealousy coming, like there was always a jealousy from one toxic person in the group, and they were just on me. I'm just like, dude, I didn't do anything but offer a suggestion that actually probably kept people in business, because COVID took a lot of people out, and some of these businesses were on their last legs. And yeah, I'm not gonna say which ones, but there are a few of them. Like, yeah, let's just do stuff outside, and then wear your mask when whoever comes around, and keep your business running. See if there's any permits, paperwork, and anything. And people loved it. Because there's nothing wrong with handling, like, cooking outside, working out outside. That's why they have these cool calisthenic parts and stuff. Or like, hell, even martial arts. You got pad work could do that too. Like there's nothing wrong with and it got people. Well, it didn't get more people outside, unfortunately. It just had a lot of people really just sit in the house and depressed because they didn't know how to deal with their own demons. And a lot of people, more people than not, they took themselves out, unfortunately, because they couldn't bear to face their own demons. And that's where, a lot of people, that's why a lot of people like sit there and like they try to make themselves somebody off of somebody else, right? And, or, they want to put all their what is that word? What is that called? Nasty work, sad work on somebody else, because it's just like they haven't dealt with their inner demons yet. Because it's the level of focus, like I said. Like some of these people who were stuck in a house, it's just like some of these witches that were stuck in a house, like, oh my gosh, more time for candles and candle magic and all that stupid shit. And they, that's part of why some of these people took themselves out. That shit should be actually fucking criminal. Like me, I thought I was, I had to think about it. I was like, did I do witchcraft? I'm like, no, actually I didn't, because I just posted. I might have capped some on the internet or whatever, but I wasn't focused on these people. They were highly focused on me and my jobs and where I was working for hours at a time. Stood there talking about me for hours. That was witchcraft. When I posted on Facebook, like within 5 minutes on the toilet and walked away, I was done with it on the spot. I say what I need to say and I keep it moving. And when you sit up and focus on a person though for hours at a time and keep repeating the same shit and trying to bind them to something, like that's either they did not do or they, that's a part of their past now, witchcraft, bottom line. And then you put action to make that shit look true. Extreme witchcraft, okay? Like there's no in between behind it. Like there was no, there's too much focus, there's too much intent, which is premeditated. Like whatever it is, it's too much, too much plotting, planning, strategizing, scheming, witchcraft, bottom line. And if you go and look forward to talking shit about somebody every single day of your life, first of all, you're a sad individual. Like you need help. Seek fucking therapy, because like there's so much you could do just in 5 minutes, and then in a few, like in 5 minutes, then sit there and focus on somebody else. And some people do love spells too, which is that always I never understood that, because for me it was like adverse effect. I was actually repulsed by the people who are doing come to me and love spells, like like the one that everybody likes, but low key is a snake and stuff like that, and you kind of sniff that out, and you just kind of like avoid that person at all costs. You're not trying to stir the pot, you just don't want to be around that person. You don't want their energy, maybe like you can feel it in their skin, it's like slimy or something. You don't want to be bothered, right? And it's just like their energy. Maybe even if nobody else could tell her, or nobody else is speaking up about it, like your reaction holds weight, or your response or reaction to something or whatever, it holds a lot of weight, and that makes them look bad when you are the only person that does not rock with them, and other people start wondering and they start to pay attention as to what's going on, with the other person, and they're like, and then that person feels like they have something to prove, and then it's just like, oh, it's pressure now, because now I have to prove like this person has no reason to not like me. And then once they can't prove, and it's not that we dislike them, it's just like, no, I just don't, you ain't for me, your energy ain't for me, period. And like some people, they cannot take rejection. It is a sad sight. Like they simply can't just walk away after a rejection. They have to, they have to sit there and like give you a reason to reject them, basically. Like their energy was enough. It's like, you could tell by their energy how they truly get down. So you walk away peacefully, and then they pursue. So like I said, you don't have to do anything because it's in your energy, and you don't realize how much power you have over people to make them move to the point that they're watching you constantly, they're checking for you constantly. You don't realize that you hold that kind of power until like, until it's like widespread that you can't really get away. It's just like, oh well, like it's like different stages of the stage of acceptance. Mostly, it's like you kind of got to accept that these people are riding. They're on your nuts so hard that it's nearly impossible. And it's like not just my situation. There's a lot of situations out there where it's just like, damn, can I get rid of this motherfucker? Like these are like the won't go aways. Like please just go away. Like I'm over here doing my own thing, like that. And that's how we see it. We're over here doing our own thing, and they're over there stalking. They're over there watching. They're over there focused and satiated with just sitting there talking about people, high level beings, high frequency, high vibrational beings, and they don't know that they're doing witchcraft that's going to backfire on them because it's all their energy. That's the energy they're sending out. Like jokes or not, like the universe doesn't have a sense of humor, and I did find that out the hard way. Like the universe has Asperger's, but the universe, also loves me and blesses me like a lot. Like, and there was there's people who sit up and talk shit, but I'm like, where do my blessings come from then? Because it's not you, so why would I? They want the collective to care about what they have to say, but it's just like my blessings come from where again? Because it's really a question for them, because it's not a question for me. My blessings come from the Most High God, and that's just bottom line. Nobody is truly blessing me, and if they are, helping me out, it's just like the Most High God working through them. They're being used. They're a vessel now, a catalyst for the Most High God, of the Most High God, right? I think I said that right. I'm trying to say it correctly where it doesn't look like the Most High God needed someone to be a catalyst for, an ascension so, for the Most High. So, however it's said, you know what I mean, right? And then they pull you into the thing where they want you to constantly explain yourself. That's narcissistic. Because it's just like, you don't owe these people anything. You don't, like, just know that you don't owe them anything. If they never put anything on your page, they never, like, gave a like, share, subscribe, nothing. They never even gave you a truly kind word or anything. You don't owe them anything. But you're asked if they, if they, go left like that, because it's just like it didn't. There's reasons that it didn't need to escalate, and like to be continued on what I was saying before. It's just like we try to like separate and go our own way and create our own path and everything like that, and we're somewhere happy, and they're somewhere trying to hang on to our energy for dear life, like just getting dragged behind a truck. It's just getting dragged behind the 18-wheeler of good blessings and dharma that we're driving now, and yeah, it's and they're gonna spend a good deal of time doing that, and just prepare yourself for that, because it's like you're also getting prepared for all the haters you're probably gonna have when you finally hit the ascension, and like it gets night is darkest just before dawn. And you're gonna have haters with your blessings. I mean, they, unfortunately, a lot of our blessings, they come with haters, more haters, and they will swear up and down that we don't have anything to hate on. But it's just like, but they don't like us and constantly watch us, constantly talk about us, constantly focus on us. Witchcraft, black magic, is a form of hate. It's coming straight from a place of hate. Bottom line. And it's like if you're constantly doing it anyway, like if you're doing it to like even the scales for somebody who didn't do something wrong, that's a different story. It's probably a one-time thing, like, okay, get this person out of this person's energy and make them feel it. Boom, they get hit with some, black magic from a good-hearted practitioner, because you can do both. It's just like the whole thing, like everything else, is moderation and not excess. Like, but with black magic, I say occasion. Like occasion, like big time, like okay, this is serious right now, right? But other than that, for us white witches, gray witches too, red witches, we just do the right thing, and we don't really have to really ever pull out a candle. I like candles because they smell. I like the ones that just smell good, like the orchid, the black orchid and lotus was one of my favorite candles. It's actually at Walmart. I don't know who. And it's in a black base, or whatever you want to call it, holder. And like, I don't know, it's like my favorite one because it's like when I light it, I watch the flame also, and it's the most active. So I'll look up a Google search on what's going on, you know, what it means in the spirit realm and things like that. And you know, ironically enough, it was between two other candles, and I have to find the names for those. The black orchid, and the lotus was the ones that were jumping, you know, because they consider the divine feminine, the lotus energy, right? Lotus flower bomb. And you know, that flame was jumping one night, and it was just like, oh, it seems that there is a debate going on in the spirit realm, and then it evened out, and it's like a decision has been made. And next thing I know, I got this opportunity at my door, just boom boom knocking, right? So yeah, that was so I guess it works, it makes sense, right? Like it's resonating even on the internet search. And then the other two were indicating there were dancing flames, and there were still on the left side, and on the right side, you know, the flame was just jumping. So those those indicate like celebrations in the spirit realm. And you know, and a flickering flame, I believe it indicates that somebody is doing black magic, which, you know, I mean, when isn't that for the collective, right? It's just kind of like these people like had on some bippity boppity bullshit, and it's, you know, it's just like they're nonstop with it. If you have to work a motherfucker like a full-time job to get some shit to go your fucking way, it's not working, sweetheart. It's not. You like, just go back to your real job on the 3D, like, because that shit is like, there's no way I'm about to invest more than 5 minutes on a toilet on a motherfucker that I'm trying to get out of my life, you know, like, and that's just no. And they're trying to hold on to you. They spend all this time worried about holding on to you, just like on some I still believe type shit. And it's like, no, it's like you need to believe in yourself enough to know that you can live the rest of your life without doing this shit. So, you know, it's just like, I still believe someday you and me will find ourselves. Like, no, like, yeah, you should, like, you know what, I'm gonna just leave it right there. Find yourself, you know, like, because I found myself. It's not with anybody that's sitting there trying to bash me and trying to be funny about everything I say and do. And like, no, just, yeah, it's not with anybody from my past, period. Like, everybody in my past can stay there. I don't care, you know, what it is, you know, like the blind, and then, oh man, the blind apologies, you know, because it's like they're so gaslighty, you know, like they're doing blind apologies because they want to stay hidden, because they're still trying to do witchcraft while they're apologizing, while they're blind confessions. I'm like, damn, really? Just really? It's just like, and they're still trying to like dish you in the confession, in the it's just like, you know, if you're not going to apologize, just go back to where the hell you were and stick with your karmic friends or whoever, right? And you know, they focus on it so much. Check it out. It's like they'll focus on the one part that hit them the most. So a hit dog is always gonna holler, right? So, you know, it's gonna be some bitches like talking about like the family part, or they're gonna try to like make something from your past and make it a joke with what you said in the present. It's just like, it's utter trash, and it's like, it's actually boring, because like the whole thing is, most of the people that are like on you like that, it's just like, whoa, like you don't even know me for real. Like, you really and truly don't know me to be saying anything. And like I said, I had my time on Facebook and stuff like that, where it's just like I was mixing spiritual with you know, with like just checking the motherfucker, right? You know, like on the 3D. And I went, you know, because I was like trying to figure out like, what is this person's problem for real? Because it's not what they're saying it is, because it's not something that I do. 1 and 2, right? So it's like I tried talking to them on the 3D, you know, I tried talking to them on the 5D, I tried a mix. It's just like I tried, you know, we can have a conversation, and I tried a whole bunch of different methods to try to, and now people want conversations. Strange enough, and I don't want a conversation. So now it's just like they're trying to apply pressure on some, oh, you don't want to be my fucking friend, like try to bully you into a friendship or witchcraft, because they want to bind themselves to you somehow, and it's just like all they're doing is choking on exhaust. That's all they're doing at this point, because the collective has left the building. We have long ago, and some of us had our battles where we couldn't completely walk away because we had some attachment still with them until we realized how not important that attachment was, and then we finally just used our swords and cut it all the way off, like done. Water, sorry. I'm getting my voice back, people. I'm getting my voice back, finally. So I was like, I know somebody's doing witchcraft on my throat chakra, because my singing voice wasn't, it was like, it felt like it was fading. It was bad. And it wasn't even charging my phone. And yeah, it's just like, even if you walk away, these people will still shut in. This is just like, for those of you who are on the journey and you are cutting cords, and maybe you haven't recognized exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. Is they're still doing witchcraft. They're still trying to find ways to bind this up, like Bitcoin, for example, right? So Bitcoin, now I'm not speaking negatively on it. I mean, it was a power play. I get what they're doing. Was completely independent of the government until the government bought a lot of Bitcoin. Now they're a part of it. So we were going to be completely free. Completely free from the government, right? If we were on Bitcoin, but then they bought so much of it that they're now able to like regulate it. What is this? Regulate it and everything. And yeah, so it's just like we can't get rid of these people, and it's what it feels like with these lower level people, these lower level witches, and it's hard enough to get rid of them. So imagine how hard it would be to get rid of the government. But the thing is, like, when especially if you're a creator or inventor, you have more power and control because you are that creator, right? You are the person who created it, especially if you got into it first, so that you get to build your own community around whatever it is that you created, and your own gatekeepers or whatever. If there's gatekeepers even needed, if people are just going to make sure that people do the right thing, the right rules get put in place, so that people who are doing witchcraft, there's no amount of focus they can put on anything. It just is what it is. There's no manipulation, but as time goes on, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be somebody in there, disgruntled and wanting to try it. But it is what it is. But they try to stay, because it's like, imagine if we did have our own independent cryptocurrency free from the government, where they couldn't tax us, they couldn't do anything with us except watch us create, watch the real inhabitants of the earth create, because it's like, or the real earth angels, the real high priestesses, emperors, divine feminists, and masculines build our own communities and raise the frequency of the planet, which there's still a chance for that to happen. But it's just kind of like I'm kind of watching it now, playing it by ear, because you just never know. Things change, like people change, and that's what I like about this journey, is because I have changed some people's viewpoints. I have changed some people's lives, and I'm hearing about who I'd never even met before. So that are watching this have watched other videos and things like that, which and at the end of the day, it makes it worth it, for the ones that are willing to learn and not just choosing to remain ignorant and really take everything as a joke, because it's kind of like the ants and the grasshopper. What happened to the grasshoppers during the winter? They kind of got froze out, right? It was just SOL, because it's just like nobody was about to help them either, because it's just like they sat around and played all season, while the ants, they they started planting seeds and preparing for harvest, and the ants harvested, and the grasshoppers just kind of they got fucked off, basically. So with that, yourself, love each other. Yeah, just I guess, strive to be a better person every day, and know that it doesn't come without being a better person. Doesn't come without a little pain. Doesn't come without struggle. It doesn't come without its own hardships. Of course, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that right now, but it's just a friendly reminder that, if there's pain, that means there's some growth somewhere. There's something's changing, and whether that's good or bad for you, you have to decide, right? Anyways, again, love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Focus on growth.